On everyone, you all know who I am now. I work for CM Event Recruitment Limited, and obviously been since March we've been shut down. So the title of this thing is The Forgotten Industry Part 6, because we're on Part 6 now. Right, so someone please explain it to me. So things that are happening, which everybody knows, and as someone who's been an employee of businesses, I never understood the inner workings of the business itself. I never got it. I never understand it, because at the end of the day, I was an employee. Let's face it, I didn't care. As long as I was getting work and I was getting paid, I didn't care. So a business has a load of money to pay out every week, every month, a load of money. They've got offices or building, they don't own it. They've got to pay rent on that. They've got to pay insurance on that. They've also got to pay insurance for people that are on site, and they've got to employ people. They've got to keep the maintenance going, rent going, taxes. They've got a hell of a lot. A business owner's got a hell of a lot to pay out, and they know that. They know that before they start, because obviously they've done all the research, so they've got a lot to pay out themselves. So when a business has been shut down since March, how can a business be expected to contribute or pay anything towards any furlough or anything like that, which is what the government is now asking, which is what Mr Sunak and Mr Johnson are now saying. Businesses now, even though you've not been trading, you will now have to pay towards this. Our industry is a completely forgotten one, because it's not even been thought about, because the whole thing of basically, we're expecting you to pay this, we're expecting you to do this, but we know you're not open, we know you're not making any money, but we're still going to put you in the same boat as everyone else. Little bit wrong, to be fair. In fact, not a little bit wrong, complete and utterly wrong. So they're expecting these businesses, such as ours and other businesses, that this month our businesses have to pay towards furlough. We have to pay pension and national insurance. All good and well if you've been able to make a bit of money or do something while it's been shut down. Unfortunately, not everybody's had that. Not everybody's been able to do that. Not everybody's been able to set the business online like us. We can't take our business online. We are purely a staffing agency. We literally have physical people that come and do the waitering, do the cleaning, do the clearing, do the bartendering, do the managing and all that. We've got all that, and we cannot take our guys online, because you can't have a virtual manager, can you? Right. So businesses like ours, I'm going to use ours as an example, because ours is a perfect example. We're expected to put towards pension and national insurance this month. What do you do if businesses can't do that? I'm going to tell you now what the government and Mr Sunak, and it's mandatory, by the way. If you don't do it, you have to remove all your staff off furlough, thus making them redundant. In a nutshell, you're making them redundant, but you have to pay them redundancy then if they've been with you for over 2 years. But yet your business has got no money, so how do you pay redundancy? Well, the only way you can pay redundancy and get help from somewhere is by making your business insolvent, closing your business down. But your business isn't insolvent. It's on pause at the moment because it's been held up by the restrictions and been held up by the government. So then, right, so let's say you find the money, you're able to pay the national insurance and the pension, so you can keep all your staff on furlough this month. Excellent, great. September comes. You've now, instead of the government paying 8%, they're going to pay 70%, but you've got to pay 10%, right? You also got to pay the pension and national insurance, so you scrape by, you managed to do it last month, but September comes, it's like, right, okay, well I can't pay 10%, because it works out roughly, I've furloughed 30, 40 employees, I've got to pay over 1,500 quid, 600 quid, I ain't got it. So I can do the pension and national insurance, but I can't do the 10%. So you've got to take them all off furlough again, making them thus redundant. But you can't pay them redundancy. If you're on a 0 hour, if they're a temporary staff worker, redundancy is not there. But the fact is, if they're a permanent staff worker and they've been with you for over 2 years, they've got to have redundancy. They've got to be paid redundancy. You can't pay it because you've got no money in your pot. So how do you pay it? You've got to make your business go insolvent, but your business isn't insolvent because it's been shut down because of a pandemic, because of something that's not out of your control. So basically, let's say you scrape by again. You managed to do it, which is, let's face it, business not making any money since March, not been bringing any money, can't adapt. You've had no money, so you can't do it, full stop. But let's say you do. So then October comes, you've then got 20% to find of the 80% and the pension and national insurance. Can't do it. Again, you've got to remove everybody off furlough, take them all off, make them redundant. If they are if they are a permanent contract and they've been here for over 2 years, you've got to pay redundancy. Can't pay redundancy because you've got no money to pay redundancy with. So you've got to make your business go insolvent. But again, your business isn't insolvent. It's just shut down for the time being, because of the pandemic and because of restrictions in place. And the business is a viable business. It still can operate to a degree, but it can't operate 100%. So what do? Nothing. You can't do anything. So you've got to try and find some way of paying redundancy to the people that are entitled to redundancy where you've got no money coming in. So your options are you go get a loan, which is just then putting your business in debt while you're not making any money. This is pretty much possibly quite a lot of people in the events industry as well. As we know, this is the forgotten industry. We know that this is the forgotten industry. So quite a lot of people have got to then go get a loan to make people redundant, pay the redundancy out, and then they've got to start paying it back next year. These loans are basically made available. They are not good, because at the end of the day, you are then placing your business that has not been making any money in debt. Okay? Because in my opinion, you're basically robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay? So now you've got yourself in 25 grand hole. Your business isn't making any money. But it doesn't need to shut. It doesn't have to shut because it's not insolvent. It's not. It's a very, very viable business. You've been told by everybody that you're going to be all right next year, but yet you just need that little bit of help, but you're not getting it. Okay. So what do? There's nothing you can do. The government's already said they're going to remove all the response, everything in October. They've already said that. They have made this 10% payment in September and October mandatory for businesses, even businesses that aren't even open, to make money, to actually help contribute. Because you know what, if they were, I'm pretty sure that they'd be like, okay, yeah, that's fine, that's fair enough, is that? We're able to reopen, we're able to bring business in. But businesses like ours, and other businesses like ours, and people in the events industry that are the forgotten industry, can't, because we've not been open. We have not been able to make any money, but we are expected to. An employee will not think like that. An employee will think, well, do you know what? You've got to get your money from somewhere, because as a business owner, you're clearly rich. You've clearly got loads of money because you run a business. Wrong. Don't make that the case at all. So, they brought out this incentive to keep people on from next year. So if you keep people on, right, all the way through to January, yeah? All the way through to January, you get £1,000 per person you keep on. But what they fail to mention to you is, you've got to pay them a salary of a minimum of £520 a month. So you think about it, from October until January, you've paid out that grand anyway. So you're only getting back what you've paid out. But what do you do if a business can't do that? Business not open, can't open, won't reopen until they say so. What do? Not a great deal, because you can't even do that. So you don't even get that. People, the events industry supposedly got this 5% VAT. Not across the board, they didn't. They got it in the restaurants and the pub chains. They didn't get it for people like us or anyone else or like that. We are, again, the forgotten industry, right? We supply and pay a lot of taxes out per year into the pot for the government and everyone else. And basically we bring in £40 billion per year, and we are completely forgotten about. But yet if we were a load of bankers, well, we'd get out helping the world. Because we're bankers. So we get loads of money and loads of benefits. So there you go. So basically, a business that has been shut, a business that's got no money coming in, a business that can't contribute, a business that's literally been nil and void until like now, and still is nil and void, has basically doesn't exist. And basically, it's basically tough crap. And good luck to you. Cut your legs off, tie your hands behind your back, and throw you in the middle of the ocean. And guess what? You've not only got the ocean contained, but you've got a load of sharks jumping at you because they want their money, but you can't pay it. Then there's this other thing that they brought out: the grants for the new equipment. Okay, what are you thinking? The grants for the new equipment, really? What do you do if a business can't open? Would you not be better putting them grants to somewhere else to help keep businesses open, instead of giving all the people that are that can open new equipment? Yeah, I think so. I think you'd be better doing that, putting those grants and giving that money to businesses that can't open, that need to open again in January or whenever, and helping them keep going longer. I'm just going to shut this one down on LinkedIn because I'm doing 2 videos at once here, so I'm multitasking, which is bad. So guys, think about that. We are the forgotten industry. So anyway, I'll bid you goodwill on LinkedIn. Speak to you later. Thanks a lot. Please get this post shared. Really appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye.